Are you thinking about moving to the DC metro area? Have you heard about a little waterfront community here in Germantown called Waters Landing? I'm going to take you through this little community and show you why it might be one of the most amazing values for nature lovers in the DC metro area. Come on, let's check it out. Hi, I'm Brad Roars, and this is Living in Washington, D.C. If you're looking to make a move to the D.C. metro area and you want to learn about the pros and cons, the do's and don'ts, and the working and playing while living in the Washington, D.C. metro area, be sure to subscribe, give us a like, and click the bell so you can stay up to date on all the real estate news that affects you in the Washington, D.C. area. Anthony and I get calls from people just like you every single day, and we absolutely love it. So, whether you're looking to make a move in a week, in a month, or even in a year, give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, or even drop us a direct message, and we'll help you transition from where you're at now to where you want to be, Washington, D.C. Let's go check this place out. Waters Landing is a small, water-oriented community in Germantown, Maryland, which is about 16 to 17 miles north of Washington, D.C. It's known for being a very nature-oriented place with plenty of trails, places for horses, while still having access to a lot of the DC amenities. So it's about 10 miles from the Shady Grove Metro, the red line that goes straight through DC, and it's about, I'd say about 2 miles where we're at right now from the MARC train, which takes you directly to Union Station. What are some other pros here? Well, when communities like a Bethesda or a Potomac become very expensive, particularly on the commercial end, a lot of the cool shops, like those cool independent shops, get priced out by the big chains and the big chain restaurants, the Ruth Chris's of the world. And where do they end up going? They come to places like Germantown. So you can find basically all of the authentic food, whether you like Indian, whether you like Chinese food, whether you like Spanish food, whatever you like, you can get the authentic version of it here. Now, it's not with the big fancy show that you get inside the Beltway, but I would say the food here is actually a lot better than what you get inside of DC. Other cool things about this place, the access. So Waters Landing seems very secluded. Like, look where I'm at right now. You probably think this is the middle of nowhere, like hours away from any major metropolitan area. The highway is about 1 mile that way, so 270, which is the main highway going from DC and north. So not too much difficulty getting to where you want to go. So you've got access by bus, by car, by train, and by metro, all in this one area, and some of the best food that you can ask for in Montgomery County. So if you're thinking about making a move, we're going to show you 3 different price points. We're going to show you how you can live here at $250,000, at $400,000, and then we're going to look at one house that's in the upper fives. So come on, let's check these houses out. So we're coming up on our first price point, which is $250,000, which is a good price to come into Montgomery County in the DC metro area. But to be in a water-oriented community, that's even better. So here we are at the first property. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,100 square foot garden-style condo. And a nice advantage to this property is you have an entire gated sort of front yard here, which increases your livable space and allows you to do stuff like cook outside when the weather is nice, or just store your bike or other stuffs outside. What did I like about this area? Well, I mean, this is also very close. So in the Waters Landing area, this is right next to the highway without being able to hear it, so about a half a mile. This is also giving you access to all the trails. It's giving you access to pretty much everything. I really like this area. It's quiet, there's plenty of parking, and I think it's a great place for anyone who wants to start living in Washington, D.C. Now, let's swing over to our next price point. So we're coming up on the second property, which is priced at $400,000. And before I show it to you, before I show you the house, I want to show you the backyard. I am literally walking to the backyard right now. Now, let me show you the front. So this is a 3-level townhouse with over 2,300 square feet of total living space being offered at $400,000. This has 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. It has its own covered garage space, or carport we would call it, which has a spot for you to charge your electric car or just park a vehicle that you don't want to have directly in the elements. It's been recently renovated on the inside. It looks beautiful. It's open concept. And the best part of all, forget about that and the double decks. Who cares about that? Look at your backyard. You get to see this every day of your life if you live here. So, if you're interested in a property like this, don't hesitate to reach out to us. But some people need a little bit more square footage and they want to go to a single family house while still being in this awesome area, which you can do. So come on, let's go check out the next house. So we're coming up on our final price point, which at $565 is a bit more expensive than the previous houses. But before I get into that property, I've been a little bit remiss not to mention the amenities for Waters Landing. So not only do you get the water-oriented community, you get 20 miles of curated trails, and they have 3 different pools with diving boards and sometimes margarita parties that you can enjoy really anytime during the spring and summer. So that is some pretty cool stuff. You're not really, a lot of times when there's like an HOA or a homeowners association, you don't get too much for it. You actually get a decent amount here in Waters Landing. Now, with that said, let's go to our final price point. Now, this is where you come if you just still want this nature, because the water's right there, not too far away. This is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, solar panels with 2,560 square feet of living space. So this is a house that's going to check a lot of boxes. You have a 2-car garage. You have a colonial design with 3 levels, fairly expansive and really nice on the interior. And you're doing that in Montgomery County, not far from the highway, not far from a lot of the other shopping and the restaurants. And you're doing under $600,000. In this area, it's kind of weird to say that, but that actually is kind of a deal. So, if you're interested in learning more about this or some of the other properties in the area, don't hesitate to give us a call. Now, let me give you my concluding thoughts. Waters Landing in Germantown really is an undiscovered gem for many people in the DC metro area, oftentimes overlooked because of the Bethesdas, the Potomacs, and even the Gaithersburgs. Waters Landing in Germantown is just a place that's going to check a lot of boxes for people who love nature. You're going to have access to the entire Lake Seneca area, which I didn't mention this before, but that actually is the backup water supply for the DC metro area. And interesting fact, its total volume is 5 times the size of the Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis Reservoir in Manhattan. We also have local airports. People don't know that about Germantown. Some other interesting things, just to give you some facts about the place. Germantown by itself is the 3rd largest town or city in the entire state of Maryland, with a population over 100,000 people. So the idea that this is a small place, I think, is mistaken by a lot of people. What do I think about the area? I think you'll absolutely love it. Sometimes it's hard to find places for sale here because when someone moves to Waters Landing, they tend to not leave. Like, if you love nature, what's the upgrade? The only real upgrade from here is maybe like Cabin John on the C&O Canal, where where houses start at $2 million. I mean, that's basically the upgrade for nature lovers in the area. So, if you're thinking about buying a house and you want nature and you want to be in the DC metro area, this might be your best bet here in Germantown. So if you're moving to the Washington, DC metro area and you're thinking you might want something that's a little bit more nature oriented, give us a call. We would love to show you the beautiful community of Waters Landing. So give us a call, send us a text, or shoot us an email, and we'll help you transition from where you're at right now to where you want to be, Washington, DC. Now I'll see you at the next community.